The detention cell aboard the Galactic Council's flagship Sovereign Justice was designed to hold the most dangerous criminals in known space. Energy dampeners hummed along the walls. Neural suppressors pulsed with ethereal light, and gravitational anchors prevented any attempt at physical escape. For 3 cycles, Captain Marcus Chen had been their sole occupant. Counselor Vexithera approached the reinforced viewing panel, her forearms crossed in what passed for satisfaction among the Catherian species. The human sat motionless in the center of the cell, legs crossed, eyes closed. He hadn't moved in hours. Still meditating, I see. She clicked through her translator. How primitive. Her aide, a nervous Zilani named Pix, shuffled his tentacles. Counselor, perhaps we should proceed with the neural extraction. The human's resistance to standard interrogation methods is unprecedented. Vexthera's compound eyes glittered. 3 days ago, this single human had infiltrated their most secure facility on Kepler Station, stolen classified data about their slave labor operations, and transmitted it across 17 star systems before capture. The evidence had already sparked uprisings on 12 worlds. The Council's carefully maintained order was crumbling. No, she hissed. First he breaks. Then he talks. The galaxy must see that human defiance leads only to destruction. Inside the cell, Marcus opened his eyes. Through the thick transparisteel, he could see the Counselor's reflection. He'd been listening to every word through the poorly shielded communication systems. These aliens might have conquered half the galaxy, but they'd never learned to truly understand their enemies. Counselor, Marcus spoke, his voice carrying clearly through the intercom. You wanted to talk. Let's talk. Vexthera activated the cell's pain inducers. Waves of agony washed over Marcus, designed to overwhelm any nervous system in known space. The human's jaw tightened, but he remained upright. Where are the rest of your terrorist cells? She demanded. Marcus smiled through gritted teeth. You assume we're organized like you. Top-down, hierarchical, controllable. The pain intensifiers increased. His hands trembled, but his voice remained steady. You don't understand us at all. Enlighten me, Vexithera snarled. Humans don't need leaders to tell us when something is wrong. Marcus stood slowly, each movement a deliberate act of defiance against the torture device. We don't need councils or committees to decide that slavery is evil. One human sees injustice, acts on it, and others follow. Not because they're ordered to, but because they choose to. The pain reached lethal levels for most species. Marcus staggered but didn't fall. Every human you've enslaved in your mining colonies, every child torn from their families, every world you've strip-mined, they all have brothers, sisters, parents, friends who remember them. His eyes found hers through the viewing panel. And we're all coming for you. Vexthera's certainty wavered. Reports had been flooding in all morning. Human ships appearing at the edges of Council space. Not military vessels, but converted freighters, mining ships, even pleasure craft. All armed with improvised weapons and crewed by volunteers. Impossible, she clicked. Humans are scattered across the outer rim, disorganized, weak. Scattered, yes. Disorganized? Marcus laughed, a sound that somehow carried more menace than her entire torture array. You've never seen a human diaspora mobilize, have you? We're not bound by your borders or your chains. Every human settlement, every colony, every single person you dismissed as irrelevant, they're all connected by something you'll never understand. Pix's scanner chimed frantically.
Counselor?
Energy signatures throughout the ship. The detention level, the lights flickered, then died. Emergency power kicked in, bathing everything in red. Through the ship's hull, they could hear the distinctive whine of plasma cutters. Marcus sat back down and resumed his meditation pose. 3 cycles ago, when you captured me, I sent a message. Not through your networks, through ours. Every human ship carries quantum communicators tuned to specific frequencies. The message was simple. Council ship Sovereign Justice, coordinates attached, holding human prisoner. Remember Earth? The ship shuddered. Breach alerts echoed through the corridors. Remember Earth? Vexithara's voice cracked. The first world you tried to break, Marcus replied calmly. You bombed our cities, enslaved our population, thought you'd crushed our spirit. Instead, you created something you never intended. 1 billion humans with nothing left to lose and a very good reason to never forgive. The cell door exploded inward. 3 humans in improvised combat armor stormed through, followed by a motley collection of freed prisoners from a dozen species. The leader, a woman with burn scars covering half her face, grinned at Marcus. "Miss us, Captain?" "Right on time, Lieutenant Chen." Marcus stood and walked through the destroyed containment field. "Family reunion?" "Something like that." She handed him a plasma rifle. "Your niece wanted to come too, but we convinced her to stay with the fleet." Vexithara backed against the wall. "This is impossible. The shields, the weapons, were designed to stop organized military forces." Marcus slung the rifle over his shoulder. "Not 17 improvised fleets attacking from every vector simultaneously. Every human transport in 3 sectors is out there, Counselor. Farmers, miners, merchants, families, all united by a very simple principle." He leaned close to the viewing panel. "Touch one of us and you touch all of us." The ship shook again. Through the corridor windows they could see other human vessels latched onto the hull like parasites, cutting their way inside. The Sovereign Justice was being carved apart by cutting torches and mining equipment. "Your council thought humans were just another primitive species to be cataloged and controlled," Marcus continued. "You never realized that our greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons. It's our ability to look at a stranger and see family, to cross the galaxy for people we've never met simply because they're human." The evacuation alarms were screaming now. Vexithara's security detail was nowhere to be seen. Lieutenant Chen checked her scanner. "Bridge is secured, Captain. Admiral Okafor wants to know if we're taking prisoners." Marcus looked at the cowering counselor. "That depends. Counselor Vexithara, are you ready to discuss the terms of your surrender?" The alien's forearms trembled. "Surrender? We are the Galactic Council. We control—" "You control nothing," Marcus interrupted. "Look around you. Your flagship is being taken apart by converted cargo haulers crewed by primitive humans. Your slave worlds are in revolt. Your fleets are scattered across the galaxy, trying to maintain order against populations you can no longer intimidate." He gestured toward the viewport, where hundreds of human ships surrounded the massive council vessel, like antibodies attacking an infection. "You wanted to break one human prisoner. Instead, you've awakened something that's been sleeping in the dark spaces between stars, the knowledge that humanity will never again bow to tyrants." The ship's artificial gravity failed. In the sudden weightlessness, Marcus pushed off the wall toward the corridor. "The chains are broken, Counselor. All of them. The question now is whether you want to negotiate a peaceful transition of power, or whether you'd prefer to explain to your superiors how a single human prisoner destroyed the greatest empire in galactic history." As he floated away, leaving the broken alien surrounded by the ruins of her certainty, Marcus allowed himself a small smile. The Council had tried to break a human prisoner. They had learned far too late that some things cannot be broken, only made stronger.